is that the football star was handcuffed and placed face down during a traffic stop due to his lack of immediate cooperation. A situation which occurred outside the Dolphins' home stadium resulted in one officer being placed on administrative leave. Reminder, by the way, of how different our world is now that we have body camera footage.
It's only 1 week into the NFL season, and before the very first game of the Miami Dolphins season, their best player got into one of the most absurd situations I think we've ever seen. And as time went on, things went from bad to worse to even more bizarre. So before we get to the content, there's a chance this video might get demonetized. If you want to drop a like and subscribe to help support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And now that we get all that out of the way, work! If you follow me on Instagram at @TheFlightMike and followed my Friday night picks for Prize Picks, then you made yourself some money. Unfortunately, I didn't get as lucky with the free square, but luckily for us, we're getting another free square for week 2. And once again, it's with Caleb Williams. All Caleb Williams needs is one passing yard versus the Houston Texans for his square to hit. We just gotta pair this with something that we believe is guaranteed and we'll automatically make ourselves some money. I'm gonna post my Caleb Williams pick onto my Instagram story when a new board comes out. And guys, use my promo code Mikerophone to get a free $50 when you play a game of $5 or more. You don't even need to win to get the $50. It's guaranteed. This game's really fun, especially if you're good at projecting how players are going to do. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Tyreek Hill is an individual that needs no introduction. Without a doubt, a top 2 wide receiver in the NFL, and depending on who you ask, quite possibly the best overall receiver in the entire NFL. And if you don't believe that, then without a doubt, the fastest player in the NFL. An individual that was insanely close to 2,000 receiving yards last season and became even more prolific since joining the Miami Dolphins, going from a 1,200-yard receiver during his time with the Kansas City Chiefs to a 1,700-yard receiver during his time with the Miami Dolphins. A 5-time All-Pro, a Super Bowl champion, and without a doubt, a first ballot Hall of Famer when he hangs it up. There's no question in my mind. Given these accolades and given the fact that he is the most electric player on the Miami Dolphins, one would assume that Tyreek Hill has a decent amount of celebrity in Miami, but it seems like that isn't the case. Now, before we jump into this situation, I do want to mention that Tyreek Hill does have a little bit of a history with controversy. In December of 2014, he was arrested in Oklahoma on complaints of an alleged assault with his 20-year-old girlfriend, Crystal Espinal. 5 years later, Tyreek was also investigated for alleged battery after an incident in which his 3-year-old son sustained a broken arm. There were voice recordings in regards to this investigation, and they don't really sound so great, and I don't really think we need to dive in too deep because I'm sure a lot of you guys know this story. And apart from that, last year he got into an incident when he was out on a yacht with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. So with that being said, there's no question in my mind that Tyreek Hill is the most famous athlete in Miami. On top of that, he does have a bit of a history with various convictions and allegations. So then we go into week 1. Imagine you're a fan driving to Hard Rock Stadium so you can watch the Miami Dolphins play the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as you're driving into Hard Rock Stadium, you see police wrestling the best player on the Miami Dolphins onto the ground and putting him in handcuffs. It's truly a bizarre sight to behold because this is literally happening outside of the stadium. So you would assume that the police officers that are patrolling the event would have an idea who Tyreek Hill is and what he's doing there. But it seems like that isn't the case. Now, at the time this recording came out, we didn't really know what was going on. All it was a gigantic game of he said, she said. As a matter of fact, Tyreek Hill would handle this in probably the most comical way possible. He would be his normal dominant self versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, coming down with 7 receptions for 130 yards, one of which being an 80-yard touchdown, where he at some point was clocked in at 20 miles per hour. Upon scoring this touchdown, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle poked fun at the situation that occurred earlier, where Jalen Waddle carried away Tyreek Hill in handcuffs. But apparently, things were way more intense than what we thought. After the game, Tyreek Hill decided to use his platform to discuss police brutality.
Together, so I'm not going to give you a version that I still don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say, I do want to be able to use this platform to say, like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Like, worst case scenario, you know, because it's crazy. Like, I want to be a cop one day. I got a state trooper, had all that, you know, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But obviously, you know, everybody has bad apples in every situation, you know, so I want to be able to, you know, use this platform, you know, to figure out a way to, like, flip this and, you know, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, you know, so that way we can team together and, you know, do something positive for the community, because that's what it's all about, bro. Like, you guys are here to, like, protect us as individuals, and, you know, I have a platform and I want to be able to team up with you guys, so that's all I got to say.
Calais Campbell also discussed what happened when he was in that situation as well.
We approach every situation like, hey, making sure that you know I'm not a threat to you. I know this is not okay, and I have to do something. I got to make sure he knows I am not a threat, so my life does not become in danger, because this guy is not thinking clearly.
But at the same time, you would have the police department responding to this situation, saying they were within their rights to do what they were doing. Before the Dolphins game yesterday, an incident occurred where Tyreek Hill was placed in handcuffs before being released. First, to be clear, at no time was he ever under arrest. He was briefly detained for officer safety after driving in a manner in which he was putting himself and others in great risk of danger. Upon being stopped, Mr. Hill was not immediately cooperative with the officers on scene, who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed Mr. Hill in handcuffs. Mr. Hill, still uncooperative, refused to sit on the ground and was therefore redirected to the ground. Once the situation was sorted out within a few minutes, Mr. Hill was issued 2 traffic citations and was free to leave. We would like to stress to the community to use this as an opportunity to remember that it's always best to obey lawful police commands first and complain later. We have worked hard across all communities to bridge the gap between what people believe law enforcement should and can do, and will continue to do so. In this case, while we wait for the investigation to run its course, based on what we know, we stand with the actions of our officers, but look forward to further open communication moving forward. While we are confident in the actions that led to the stop of Mr. Hill, as with any investigation, we will wait for all the facts to come out, along with any explanation Mr. Hill may have for his actions that initiated this unfortunate incident. So pretty much Tyreek Hill and his teammates are saying this is police brutality, whereas the cops are saying that Tyreek Hill wasn't being cooperative, so the cops had no choice but to do this. So there was pretty much a stalemate, and then body cam footage came out. And boy, did the body cam footage paint a completely different picture, man. So check this out.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up?
So you can see this opens up with the cop asking Tyreek Hill why he's driving the way he's driving, and then Tyreek Hill saying that he's going to put his window up and then putting his window up on the officer.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car.
And I guess this is the part where the community is in a bit of a disagreement, because it's very obvious what you should do whenever a cop pulls up to you. I mean, personally, I've always been instructed to keep my window down, put my hands on the wheel, and that's about it. Comply with the officer. Tyreek doesn't do that. And I guess that's what results in this turning so ugly, because some officers have very fragile egos. And in this case, this officer's ego was definitely shattered by Tyreek Hill doing this.
As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me your ass, mama.
Get out of the car.
Give me your ass, I'm gonna break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
Get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out.
So they tell Tyreek to get out of the car. He doesn't get out of the car, and that's when the cop decides to use force.
What part of that don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. Can you stop crying?
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you
Sit 'em
beating
up.
on my window like you crazy.
Just sit him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn. Hey, hold on, pull to the side, bro.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
This is where it gets really ugly. I mean, I don't think it was necessary to pull Tyreek Hill and slam him on the ground and then handcuff him to begin with, because Tyreek Hill wasn't being a threat. He was just being a bit of a brat. I mean, like, just going back to the statement, the reason why Tyreek Hill was wrestled in this way was because he was not immediately cooperative with the officers on scene, who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed Mr. Hill in handcuffs. And I don't know, bro, it didn't seem like Tyreek Hill was that much of a threat to the officer's safety. Maybe I'm a little biased here, but it gets really bad here, okay? If you wanted to teach Tyreek Hill a lesson, which I think they were being very extra here, that's one thing, but look at what they do here.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. Bro.
It's like, that part was so unnecessary. Why'd you have to wrestle him to the ground there? He was already in handcuffs. What's he gonna do to you at that point?
Call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
So Johnny Smith comes in and tries to figure out what the hell is going on, and then the cops start targeting him too.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big
man.
man, don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey,
I'm
you're
not
in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
Let me have your license. You're gonna take it too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna take it. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
Sir, what's going on,
Your license
man?
right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving,
Your
man.
license
I'm
right now.
leaving. Sir, you want me to
Hey,
leave?
your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up.
just told
Your
me to
license
leave.
right now.
He just told me to
Your
leave.
license right now.
Sir, he just-
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now.
I went into this with an open mind. I went into this with the possibility that, hey, maybe Tyreek Hill did something threatening to the cops, which I really had trouble believing to begin with. But this video is horrific. I mean, Tyreek Hill's literally pleading with the cops, saying that he recently got surgery on his knee. And then when Johnny Smith comes in and tries to ask what the hell's going on, because they literally have a game in about 2.5 hours from this point, the cop responds by saying,
I'm gonna give you a parking ticket. That's it. Give me your license. I'ma show you.
it's just crazy, because I do want to say there are good cops out there, and then there are pieces of that used to be bullies in high school and missed the power trip that they had, and this is clearly the pieces of that have had power trips when they were in high school. This was so unnecessary. I mean, it was literally a traffic violation. I guess the cop's ego was shattered by Tyreek Hill rolling up the window, but at the same time, you have to understand, it's very typical for someone with Tyreek Hill's level of celebrity to roll up his window, primarily because they don't want paparazzi to see them getting pulled over by a cop. It happened when Lil Baby was pulled over by police as well. At the end of the day, man, I'm really happy that they have cops wearing body cam footage, but Tyreek Hill clearly posed no immediate threat. He could have been a bit more respectful, but I don't think it warranted this type of reaction. Personally, I think these cops deserve to be fired, especially because it's cops like these that make the rest of the good cops look bad. On one hand, I do understand that Tyreek Hill went 103 in a 55. A cop pulled him over and he rolled up his window on the cop. I could understand maybe the cop thought that that could be a threat to his safety for sure, but at the same time, it's a cop's job to de-escalate a situation, and they did a horrible job at that. I think both sides are in the wrong here. Tyreek could have handled this situation better and been a little bit more respectful to the cop, and the cop didn't need to show that much force, in my opinion. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about all this, man? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.